Okay, so this is what's going on in our test tubes after sitting for 60 minutes. Test tube A still has no gas in the balloon. And what really is going on, the size of the balloons have changed. Most of them have more, the circumference of them is larger than they were 30 minutes ago, which you'll see in the data table. But what you can really see that's going on is the bubbling. Test tube A is not really bubbling anymore at all. If you look really closely, it's kind of hard to see it. I can't get it to focus. But the red line was for 30 minutes, and then that red line just above it is where the bubbles are at now. So the bubbling has pretty much, and if you look down in the test tube, there's no bubbles rising. So the active bubbling has completely stopped there. Test tube B, the bubbling was way down here at 30 minutes, and after an hour, the bubbles have decreased to about half the height of the test tube. However, in test tubes, well, let me go back for a second. Test tube C, the bubbles are now up here. Test tube D, they have risen. Test tube E, they have also risen. So the height, the amount of the test tube that is full of bubbles has decreased in all of the test tubes. As I said, test tube A doesn't have any active bubbling. Test tube B, I know it's really hard to see on the video because I can't get it to focus that closely. But in test tube B, the bubbling is pretty active coming up from the bottom. C, D, and E. Okay, so the bubbling is pretty active in C, D, and E. Carbon dioxide is being formed. Test tube B also has bubbling, but it's not as active. It's pretty much just bubbles forming in certain spots, while in test tube C, D, and E, the bubbles are all around and they're rising pretty rapidly. So that's all for now, and hopefully we'll be able to do another video at the 3 hour mark.